Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of RTA Talks. I'm your host, Robert T. Anderson. And welcome to another Advisor Growth Tips series. This is Advisor Growth Tip number 4. If you've missed any of our previous Advisor Growth Tips, please check out our other videos on our YouTube channel, RTA Talks. In our first tip, we talked about making a list. In our second Advisor Growth Tip, we talked about creating an annual business plan. And then in our third Advisor Growth Tip video, we talked about the importance of having a process and why that's important for your client experience and gaining referrals. And that leads us into Advisor Growth Tip number 4, which is our video today. So tip number 4 is power hour. So what's a power hour? Well, it's really an hour's time. It could be a little shorter, it could be a little longer, but really it's a time where you're going to block off 1 hour of time in your calendar. This is important because you want to be as most productive in this hour as possible. So what I always do is, I shut off all distractions and notifications. I do prepare a list 30 minutes before, that will have everyone that I'll call, email, or message during this time. That might sound familiar, that prep work. In Advisor Growth Tip number 1, we talked about creating a list. So you can see a theme here where, creating lists is going to be your best friend. So what I do is, and I've always have ongoing lists too. So these will be people, they'll all also be in my CRM as well. So my contact relationship manager, which we'll talk about in future videos. But that list that I create, will have those individuals that may be in that top 50 client list that we talked about in that first video. Or they could be those 10 referral sources that we're looking to build or looking to grow. These could be clients that need review meetings. So those could be review meetings you're seeking out. These could be clients that you've had a preliminary conversation, whether that's for a term life insurance policy, or maybe converting a term life insurance policy into a whole life policy, or it could be a prospect for employee benefits. Obviously all these conversations you're going to want to track in your CRM. So always look at your follow-ups and what's due that week, and you can put them into your power hour list. And once you have that list, then you can prepare. You'll already have the phone numbers ready. You'll have the emails. If you're, depending on the relationship with the client or prospect, if you've got the ability to text, you might be doing that. Some other contact methods, Facebook Messenger, whatnot. Lots of different options. I use all the above. And then, you're going to want to take massive action. So, that's making sure that, you are staying focused on that hour. You do want to be as productive as possible. Whether you do a couple of these a day, maybe you do a morning power hour and an afternoon power hour. You'll be surprised at how much you can achieve in an 8-hour day by only having 2 power hours. Some days I only have 1 power hour, and the rest is that prep work or all the follow-up work from all the conversations and contacts I've had then preparing for other meetings, doing some social media work in between. There's a lot that'll come out of that hour that'll keep you busy. So sometimes you can't do that second power hour in the afternoon. And then keep in mind, you have to be on for that full hour. So it can be mentally draining, and you could become tired, obviously. So make sure that you do take a break after that power hour. Whether that's, if you're working from home like a lot of us these days, leave your office, maybe turn on the TV for a minute, grab a water, grab a coffee, depending on the time of day, relax. If you're able to, poke your head outside for a couple minutes, get some fresh air, decompress, and then go back and, you're going to want to track everything you just did for that power hour. You put in all the prep work to make sure it was successful. You're going to want to put in all the work afterwards too, to make sure that, anyone you didn't get a hold of, anyone who said, okay, call me back in a future date, or, you talked to the client about such and such, or that referral source gave you a referral, make sure you've set up that task now to reach out to that referral that they gave you and whatnot. So hopefully you can apply this power hour to your business, to your practice, and then you can take massive action. That's what we'd want to see. If you haven't done so already, please like this video if you got some value from it. Make sure to subscribe. Obviously then you'll be notified on our future videos, which you'll get the next advisor growth tip, obviously. And then, question of the day. So have you ever heard of the power hour? And will you implement it? Let us know. What do you think? In the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And hopefully you've benefited from this video. Also, don't forget, if you haven't already, we are on Twitter and we are on Instagram at RTA Talks. We'd love to stay connected with you. We got lots of material and content coming out on those platforms. So definitely stay connected and look out for our future videos. So thanks again for watching. Take care.